So our prayer should be that, hey Krishna, no matter what species of life I am put in, let you always be the center of my existence. Let my world and my life always revolve around you. Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe. 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 Radhe Radhe Gopala Gopala Radhe. Radhe Radhe Gopala. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Good evening, and thank you very much for making time on a weekday, on a Tuesday evening, to come and be with us today. You could have been doing so many other things, but you made the effort to come, and I want to appreciate all of you first for that. And of course, I'll save more appreciation for later, but still, I want to start off by appreciating Vanisha ji, Ramesh Prabhu, Auntie, Mahtani family, which includes Mona. Families incomplete without you, and everyone who has, where are your girls? Maylene and Jolie. Yes, thank you. Very much a part of the family. So thank you very much for making the effort to host this program. And, before I forget, I think you deserve so much appreciation just for the shringar, all the decoration that you've done, not only in the house, but starting from outside. Did you all see the lotus? Yeah. Yes, so pretty and so thoughtfully done. And this is a very nice aspect of our Vedic culture, is that when we invite someone to our home, we want to make them feel welcome, not just with words, but with our actions. So we love, Prabhu and I, and everyone from ISKCON, we love coming here to Vanisha ji's and Ramesh Prabhu's house because they are so gracious, such gracious hosts, and they always make us feel so very welcome. And she literally has to kick us out because we don't want to leave, The ambience is so good, the feeling, the warmth, the welcoming affection is so good, and the prasadam is so yummy. So now you can understand why we don't want to leave, and she literally has to kick us out of the house. So with all that said, I would like to also appreciate once again all of you for coming today. We are from the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as ISKCON. I'm sure you've all heard of it. Anyone here been to the ISKCON temple? Oh, we don't have 100%. So we have to fix that. Everyone, please, you're welcome to come and visit the ISKCON temple in Chimsa Choi. It's on Chatham Road. And of course, like other temples in Hong Kong, it's not an obvious temple structure like we have in India. It's in the apartment building on the 6th floor. So please do come. Actually, the next program we have is Govardhan Puja. The day after Diwali, it's Anakut, and we will be having a program in the evening. So everyone is most welcome. Please do come and participate and have darshan. And today we are going to speak a little bit about why you're all here, why we are all here actually. And you may have heard that this is the Kartik month going on right now. Let me start off by clearing some misconception, because sometimes people have asked, oh, Kartik month, are you worshipping Lord Ganesha's brother? Yes, okay. So sometimes people ask, oh, is this a puja for Lord Ganesha's brother? And I have to clarify the misconception. Lord Ganesha's brother's name is? Kartikeya. He's Kartikeya, not Kartik, yeah? Kartikeya. So, of course, he's a very wonderful person. And so, can I request everyone to please move forward? Please don't be afraid of me. I don't bite. Come forward, everyone, please. we do expect more guests to come, so if you could all move forward, that would be great. So again, Kartikeya is different. The month of Kartik is different, and as we know, in our Hindu calendar, there are several different months. Yeah, Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jeshta, and so on and so forth. And then Kartik is one of the months in the Hindu calendar. And it's a very, very auspicious month, because in this month of Kartik, there are actually many, many events that take place. Tell me some of the things that take place during this month of Kartik. What are we celebrating next week? Diwali, yes, that's one obvious one. We had Dasera, Dhanteras, what else? Govardhan Puja, Anakut, yeah? Sorry? Baiduj, yes, Baiduj, Bahulashtami, there are several different events, festivals that take place during this month of Kartik. It's a very, very special month. And one of the things that take place in this month of Kartik is this very special Leela of Lord Krishna, which is known as Damodara Lila. And that's what we're here to discuss today. Okay? So Damodar, anyone here, how many of you here know already about the Damodara Lila? Or rather, how many are hearing for the first time? How many hearing for the first time? So, okay, good.
Wonderful.
Some of you have heard before?
Yes.
Yes? Great. Come up here and sit and tell the story, and I'll sit there. Yeah? No? You said you've heard it before. Do you remember everything you've heard?
No.
Okay, that was a very emphatic no. Yes, in Kali Yuga we have short memories. Yeah, so it's good for us to hear something over and over again so that it is etched in our memory. So this Damodar Leela took place actually on the day of Diwali, and it is a Leela when Krishna was baby, in his baby form. Krishna's Bal Gopal Leela is very sweet and very well known actually. There are many Leelas that he performed as a child. And when he was about 3-4 years old, this Leela took place. So one day, on Diwali day actually, Mother Yashoda, everyone knows Mother Yashoda? Yes? Who is her husband? Nanda Baba. Okay, very good. Who are they? Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mai. Sorry? Krishna's foster parents. Very nice. Some of you said Krishna's parents, but foster parents, you can say foster parents, but actually in reality they are the eternal parents of Krishna. So, Yashoda Mai was churning yogurt into butter to make makan for her Lala, because he's very well known as Makan Chor. Yeah, he likes to eat butter. So she was churning the yogurt into butter for him. Krishna was actually sleeping in another room. So he heard his mother churning, because she was, it's Diwali day. So she's dressed in her finery with her clothes, beautiful clothes and jewelry, everything. We all like to do that, right? We all like to dress up, especially on festivals. At least once a year, all the gehna, everything comes out from the safe, and we deck ourselves as much as possible. So Mother Yashoda was dressed like this, and she was, churning the butter. And Krishna heard the sound of the churning, because her bangles were tinkling and making sound, sweet sounds. And so Krishna heard this. He woke up, he heard this, and then immediately he felt hungry. He wanted to eat. He was hungry. So he came to his mom, little Krishna. Just try to picture this, huh? Krishna is coming out of his room, little, feet, pitta-patta, walking towards Mother Yashoda, and try to indicate to her that he wants to drink her milk. Okay. Now, Mother Yashoda, initially she was too busy. She just smiled at her son and she continued churning, but Krishna insisted that, no, I want to be breastfed now. So he started tugging at her sari. And then so Mother Yashoda put aside her work, what she was doing, picked up baby Krishna and started to breastfeed him. So while she's breastfeeding him, she is looking at him, singing to him. Krishna is also looking at her. And there's this, the bond of love between Mother Yashoda and baby Krishna is just growing. We all know that in this material world, the closest thing to pure love is mother's love. Yeah, that's the closest thing. And that comes from Mother Yashoda and baby Krishna, the bond of love between them. That's the reflection that we see in this material world. So while she's breastfeeding baby Krishna, something happens because she has actually kept a pot of milk in the kitchen for boiling. Right? She kept a pot of milk on the stove for boiling. And while she's feeding Krishna, she hears the milk boiling and it starts to overflow. Milk starts to overflow. So what does Mother Yashoda do? What do you think Mother Yashoda did? Anyone? Anyone besides Mona? What do you think she did?
What would you do?
Hi?
What would you do?
Yeah. So Mother Yashoda put Krishna down. She put baby Krishna down temporarily to go to the kitchen to attend to the milk. Okay? So she went to attend to the milk, and once the milk was okay, then she was planning to come out to continue serving baby Krishna in this way. But Krishna, in his playing his Leela as a little baby, did not like to be neglected by his mother. We have this experience with our children also. Yeah? Oftentimes, they don't like to be neglected. They always want to have the attention of the parents. So Krishna was not happy that he was neglected by his mother. And so what did he do? He exhibited his anger. How did he do that? He picked up a stone and broke the pot of yogurt that Mother Yashoda was churning into butter. So of course, all the butter spilled out, everything was ruined, and as if that was not enough, to ensure that the milk was completely unusable, he decided to start dancing on the makan that was spread out all over the floor. Okay? Dancing and make sure that everything was completely ruined. And after he did that, then he realized, I probably shouldn't have done that. Maya is not going to be pleased. So what did he do? He decided to run away from the scene of the crime. Okay, so he ran away, and where did he go? He went to another room. He went to another room in the house where Mother Yashoda had kept all the previous day's butter that she had churned. She had kept it all hanging from the swing. We've seen pictures of this, right? The matka or matki, what do you say? Matki. It's filled with butter and it's hanging from the ceiling. So she had kept all these in a particular room. And so Krishna goes there and he decides to be mischievous today because he's really not happy with his mom and he wants to express his anger to her. And he's not satisfied because he didn't finish drinking her breast milk. Okay, so he's not fully satisfied. So he decides he's going to eat all the makan that his mommy has kept there. So what does he do? But he's a small child. And the matki is all hanging from the ceiling. So how does he reach that? He has to climb on something, right? He has to climb on something to get up there. So what do you think he climbed on? What do you think Krishna climbed on?
It's there.
Take a look at the picture. Is it possible to see?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a murti and there's a photo also. So Krishna, you see that wooden thing behind Krishna? That's a grinding mortar. Yeah? What do we call it in Hindi? Ukkal. Call it ukkal. Yeah? So Krishna, what did he do? He turned the ukkal up, this way, and he climbed on top of the ukkal so that he could reach the butter pots. He broke the butter pots, took out the butter, started eating it, and then he also started sharing it with his very special friends. Anyone knows who his special friends are? Vanisha Mataji, Mona Mataji, Jagapāvani Mataji, all not allowed to answer. Anyone knows who are his special friends? You are included, not allowed to answer.
Sudama.
Oh, good try. Sudama is a well-known friend of Krishna. Good try. But these are very special friends of Krishna. Yes? Monkeys. The monkeys. Krishna started feeding the butter to the monkeys. They had all come. They were all at the window. They came into the room. Krishna started sharing the butter with all his monkey friends. Right? So there's a big butter party going on here in the room. Now, in the meantime, Mother Yashoda, she has attended to the milk, and then she comes out. She comes out, and she sees that her little baby is missing. Butter pot is broken, butter all over the floor. No prizes for guessing who is the culprit. She sees her little Lala's footprints running away, from the scene of the crime. So she decides to follow him, and she's thinking to herself, I have to discipline my child. I have to discipline my child. Mother Yashoda never thought of Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Never thought of him as the Supreme Lord. For her, Krishna is her baby. Krishna is her Lala. Yes? Isn't that what all mothers do? Your son may grow up to become the president of a company or the president of a country, but for you, he's still your son or daughter, whatever it may be. Mothers are like that. So she feels that this is my little boy and I have to teach him some discipline, because he's becoming worse day by day. He's becoming worse. All the gopis in the village come and complain to me that he's stealing butter from their houses and he is not behaving himself. So today I have to discipline him. So what does she do? She picks up a stick and she decides, I'm going to today teach Krishna a lesson and discipline him. So she follows the footsteps into the next room where all the butter pots are kept hanging. And then she's at the door, and what does she see? What does she see? What does she see? What's going on there in the room? Butter party. Yes, Krishna's broken more pots and he's eating butter, and he's not only that, he is sharing the butter with all his monkey friends. Okay? And Krishna is so mischievous. This is part of his sweetness. Because this kind of leelas that Krishna performs can only be seen in Goloka Vrindavan. Because in the other Vaikuntha planets, Krishna is in his majestic form. Vishnu, Narayan, Nrsimha, Ramachandra, all this is, he is a fully grown person and he's exhibiting his leelas at that level. But in Goloka, Krishna exhibits his leelas at various different ages. And so there is the sweetness in Goloka, which is not found in the other Vaikuntha planets. So what does Krishna do? Sometimes when Krishna steals butter, everyone knows he's called Makanchor. Yes? He's famous for being Makanchor. And he goes to, why is he called Makanchor? Because he goes to the other gopis' homes to steal the butter. Right? Everyone agrees? Yes. Krishna steals butter? Everyone agrees? Yes. Okay. That's why he's known as Makanchor, right? Yes. But if Krishna is the Supreme Lord, then everything belongs to him. True or not? True. So then, doesn't the butter also belong to him? Yes or no? Yes. So where's the question of stealing? So he's known as Makanchor, okay, for this naughty pastime that he exhibited. But actually, when we think about it, this is the Leela. Behind the Leela is the Tattva. The Tattva means the truth, the philosophical truth, which is that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He's the owner of everything. The butter also belongs to him. So he has full right to go and take that butter. And actually he goes because the gopis pray. All the gopis are praying, they're praying to Lord Narayan. Praying to Lord Narayan that, if my butter is really good, if I have really put my heart and soul into making this butter, then please, Lord Narayan, please make sure little Krishna comes to my house to steal butter today. This is their prayer, okay? Because they're actually making the butter for him. And Krishna does. He goes and he steals this butter from their houses. And he's so mischievous. Sometimes he takes the butter and when the gopis catch him, he throws the butter on the floor and then he says, your butter is so bad, even the monkeys don't want to eat it. What are you grumbling about? I don't want to have the butter. Even the monkeys don't want to eat your butter. So he throws the butter on the floor and he runs away. And then one time, one gopi actually caught him stealing butter. And she said, today I'm going to tie you up. I'm going to tie you up because you're so mischievous. I'm going to bind you here. Then I'm going to go and get Mother Yashoda to come here and show her what her Lala is doing. Because when we tell her that you're stealing butter in our house, she doesn't believe us. Mother Yashoda always tells us, I have so much butter in my house. Why would my dear innocent son come to your house to steal butter? All of you are just making up stories about my poor child. So today I'm going to tie you up and I'm going to bring Mother Yashoda here and show her your mischievous activities. So she takes a rope and she starts tying Krishna, binding him around the feet, around the hands and everything. And then Krishna tells this gopi, Maya, this is not the way to tie someone. You want to, let me show you how to tie up somebody. So Krishna tells, come, give me the rope, you come, you stand here. You stand. So there's a column in the house, okay? So she says, you stand here. Then he takes the rope and he ties her feet to the column. Then he ties her waist to the column, her hands and the body, everything he ties, and he makes a tight knot. And then he tells her, this is how you tie somebody up. And then he runs away. And the gopi is stuck there, tied to the column. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, please come. Can we move a little forward, please? A little more? Yes, please come forward. So now Mother Yashoda, let's come back to our Damodar Lila. Mother Yashoda comes to this room where she sees baby Krishna having stolen the butter and stealing and sharing the butter to the monkeys, with the monkeys. Now the monkeys see Mother Yashoda at the door and they quickly run away. And then Krishna realizes, oh God, mother must be here. That's why the monkeys are running. So he turns around, he sees his mother there with a stick in her hand. So he jumps out the window and he starts running. So then Mother Yashoda runs after him to try and catch him. Now, Mother Yashoda is a little heavy body, okay? Or what we say in India, healthy. Right? Isn't that the term? Yes, because I get asked very often, why are you so unhealthy? Why do you look so unhealthy? The term healthy in India refers to a slightly big-bodied person. So Mother Yashoda is quite big-bodied. And she's also elderly. She's also quite elderly. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba had Krishna when they were quite old already by today's standards, okay? So she is now trying to run after Krishna, after baby Krishna. And Krishna is running away from her, okay? So they're both running. So Krishna is running, Mother Yashoda is running after him. And this is going on and on and on. Okay, they're running in the courtyard, around the house, they're running. Mother Yashoda is not able to catch him. Krishna is, yes, Vanisha ji.
Mother, you can just go back a little bit and say why Krishna is running and why Mother is running after him. Because some of them missed the gate and the gist.
Okay, sure. Yes, Krishna is running because he's a thief. What is his name? For which he is called a chor? Makan chor. So he's done his mischief again by stealing butter. And Mother Yashoda, saw him doing it. So now he's running away from his mother in fear of being punished. And Mother Yashoda is running after him, determined to punish her child today and correct him. Okay, so that's what's going on right now. So you came at the interval. So I've just given you a recap of the pre-interval. So now this is happening. Krishna is running, Mother Yashoda is chasing after him. And Mother Yashoda is, finally, so she's perspiring, she's perspiring, she's tired, but she doesn't give up. She wants to, anyhow, she's thinking, I'm going to discipline my child today, no matter what it takes. So she doesn't give up, she keeps running after him, trying to catch him. And Krishna, seeing, initially he was determined that my mother is not going to catch me today. So there's a competition between Krishna's determination and his mother's determination. So Krishna is determined that I'm not going to be caught by Mother Yashoda today. And Mother Yashoda is thinking, if you are so determined not to be caught, I'm your mother. What do you think? How do you think my determination is going to be? I am definitely going to catch you today. So seeing his mother's determination, seeing her effort, seeing that she was perspiring because her hair came loose, the flowers from her hair started falling down, she was perspiring so much, and seeing this, Krishna then took pity on his mother. Okay, took pity on his mother, and he allowed his mother to catch him. So now Mother Yashoda has caught Krishna by the hand. Okay, caught him by the hand. And Krishna now is crying. He's fearful because his mother has caught him. He knows he's going to be punished. So he's rubbing his eyes, crying and rubbing his eyes. Okay, and all the kajal from his eyes is coming out. So it is said like Krishna's, he still has the butter over his face, right? Because he's been eating butter. So the butter is still smeared over his mouth and his face. He's got spots of white butter everywhere. And then the tears are dropping from his eyes mixed with the kajal. So that's blackish in color. And his lips, Hare Krishna, welcome, Hare Krishna. So his lips are reddish, okay? So it looks like, what color is the Yamuna? Darkish, blackish color. What color is the Ganga? Whitish color. What color is the Saraswati? Reddish. So it looks like the Triveni Sangam is happening on his face. The white of the butter mixed with the tears that are blackish because of the kajal, all dripping down to his reddish cheeks and his reddish lips. So it looks like the Triveni Sangam, Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati are all appearing on his face. So Krishna is now crying, rubbing his eyes like this, and then Mother Yashoda asks him, you thief, you are, why did you give the butter, all my hard efforts that I put in to make the butter, and you spoiled everything and you're sharing it with the monkeys. You are a monkey yourself. That's why you have so many monkey friends. Your behavior is like a monkey and you look like a monkey and your friends are all monkeys. So Krishna says, really, Maya, if I have the qualities of a monkey, I must have inherited it from my mother's side. Krishna tells his mom, okay? And then Mother Yashoda asks him, why did you break the pot of yogurt? Why did you break that pot after and put to waste all my hard efforts? And Krishna says, I didn't break it. I didn't break the pot. Then Mother Yashoda says, really? You didn't break it. So who broke the pot? So Krishna says, Maya, when you were running to the kitchen to take care of the milk, you were in your haste, in your hurry, you were moving so quickly that your foot touched the butter pot and your anklet hit the butter pot, and that's how the butter pot broke. Okay. So this is Krishna replying to his mother, how the butter pot broke. So Mother Yashoda asked him then, who fed the butter to the monkeys then? Krishna says, he who created the monkeys fed the butter to the monkeys. Is he lying? No, it's the truth. He's speaking the truth. So this is how Krishna was replying to his mother. So Mother Yashoda just couldn't get him to admit that he had stolen the butter. So Mother Yashoda said, you are getting from bad to worse. If I don't punish you today, you're going to grow up to become a gunda. So today I'm going to punish you anyhow. So she says, I'm going to tie you up today. Actually, she didn't want to punish him by tying him up. The reason she tied him up is because Krishna said, remember I said Mother Yashoda told him that you are from a family of monkeys. So Krishna told his mother, if you really think I'm from the family of monkeys, then I will run to the forest. I'll run away from home, I'll go to the forest and I will live with the monkeys. So Mother Yashoda became fearful that Krishna may actually leave home. that he may run away from home. So that's why she decided to bind him and tie him up. Also to punish him, but also because she was fearful that he might actually run away from home. So she took the rope from her home. Now, they are gwalas, right? Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba and all, they're all gwalas. That means they have a lot of cows. They have a lot of cows, which means they have a lot of milk and a lot of butter, yes, and a lot of ropes. Thank you. So they have a lot of ropes at home. So she took all the ropes. First she took one piece of rope and she tried to tie him around the ukkal, around the wooden grinding mortar, because she was thinking, this ukkal also helped my Krishna to steal the butter, because Krishna had climbed on the ukkal to reach the butter. So she was thinking to herself, I need to punish not only Krishna, but I also need to punish this ukkal as well. So she took the rope and tied Krishna around the belly to the wooden grinding mortar. So now Krishna is a 3-year-old child. How big is a 3-year-old child? Pretty small, right? And the ukkal is also not very big. The wooden grinding mortar is also not very big. So Mother Yashoda takes a piece of rope and tries to bind Krishna by tying him around the waist to the wooden grinding mortar. And when she tries to tie him to make the knot, she finds that the rope is short, too short to make the rope, to make the knot. It's short by 2 fingers. Short by 2 fingers. So Mother Yashoda says, okay, no problem, I have more rope at home. She brings more rope, she attaches to the existing rope, and then she tries to bind Krishna again. And lo and behold, what does she find?
Short.
The rope is still too short. By how much? 2 fingers. It's still too short by 2 fingers. She gets all the rope in the house. She joins it up. So the rope must be very long by now. But mystically, whenever she's trying to bind Krishna, she finds that the rope is still 2 fingers too short. But does Mother Yashoda give up? No, she's persistent. She's determined that today I'm anyhow going to punish my child. So what does she do? She doesn't call the gopis. All the gopis in the village have already come out of their houses to see what is going on. Okay, and they're all having a good laugh because Mother Yashoda is big-bodied, Krishna is so tiny, and she's not able to bind this little child, to a grinding mortar. So they said, okay, we'll also help you. They bring all the rope from their homes, so they make a huge rope, really long rope, and they try to use this rope to bind Krishna, and still they find that the rope is still 2 fingers short. Mystical, very mystical. Okay. Now finally, after a lot of trying, because Mother Yashoda is persistent, Krishna allows himself to be tied by his mother. He allows himself to be tied by his mother because she's perspiring, she's tired, she's breathing heavily because she's elderly, but she is not giving up. Seeing her persistence, Krishna allows himself to be tied up by his mother. Now this is a very instructive lesson for all of us. Very instructive. Because these 2 fingers short, they represent something which is very relevant in our own lives. How did Mother Yashoda, how was she finally able to tie the rope? She didn't give up, and then Krishna allowed her to tie him, right? So these 2 fingers represent something. In our own lives, when we are trying to accomplish something, when we want to achieve something, we have to put in our efforts. Yes, we have to put in our efforts. Without effort, obviously, nothing's going to happen. So we have to put in our efforts. But we've also got experience that many times we put in the effort to do something, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, right? No matter how hard we try, the thing that we wanted to achieve doesn't take place, doesn't come to be, in spite of all the effort that we've put in. True or not? We've experienced this? So we can understand that effort on our own is not enough. Our personal effort is not enough. We also need, what else do we need? Grace, blessings, mercy. We need the mercy of the Supreme Lord in order to be able to complete the task that we are trying to do, what we are trying to achieve. So these two fingers represent our effort and Krishna's mercy. Our personal endeavor and Krishna's mercy. When these two things come together, then there is the ability, empowerment to complete a task, to achieve a particular result. So this is something we need to remember in our own lives, because many times our ego gets in the way, right? When we're doing something, our ego gets in the way and we start to think that we are the doers. We are the one doing something. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Ahankara vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. Ahankara vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. Because of this ahankar, this ego, individuals, we think karta aham, I'm the doer, I'm the one who's doing everything. Okay, so Krishna says this is because of ego. And we all have this experience that sometimes we put in a lot of effort into something, but we cannot get the result we want. Because what is lacking? That grace, that mercy is lacking. So only when these two are there, when we put in our effort and we sincerely turn to the Lord and seek His help, seek His guidance, His blessings, and when that grace comes, when that mercy comes, then it becomes complete. Then we are able to tie the knot, so to speak. Then we can accomplish the task that we set out to do. So this is a very good reminder for us from this Leela that we shouldn't fall into this trap of thinking that I am the doer. Now this is not to say that our effort is not important. Of course it is. Of course it is. Personal endeavor is very important. But it is not enough. On its own, it's not enough. We also need that X factor, as we call it, okay, which is the mercy, the blessing from the Lord. When that comes together, it completes the endeavor. So please bear this in mind. This is very applicable in our own lives. So now Krishna is bound up to the mortar. Mother Yashoda goes into the kitchen to continue with her work, and now Krishna is tied up here and he's crying even more loudly. He's calling, Baba, please come, where are you? Come and release me, please look what Maya has done. But Nanda Baba was not there in Gokul on that day. He had gone somewhere else. Then he calls to Balaram, Thou, please come and release me from this. Thou is also not there. Thou is gone, it's Diwali day, remember? So Mother Rohini and Balaram have gone to Upananda's house. Upananda is Nanda Baba's elder brother. So they have gone there. So nobody is there. And his friends are coming. His friends have all come. They're also looking at what has happened to you, Krishna. And Krishna has this one chubby friend. Okay, he's a Brahmana boy and his name is, anyone knows his name? His name is Madhu Mangal. Okay, and he's a chubby little boy and he likes to eat, obviously. That's why he's so plump and chubby, okay? So, and many times he gets into trouble because when the boys go out to steal butter and when the gopis come home, all the gopas, they run away. Krishna, Balaram, all the gopas, they run away. But Madhu Mangal, because he's a little plump, he can't run as fast as the others and many times he gets caught by the gopis, okay? So this always upsets Madhu Mangal. So today the boys have come and Madhu Mangal is seeing Krishna tied up and Madhu Mangal is very happy. He said, finally Krishna, you got the punishment you deserve. And Krishna is saying, help me, untie me. And then the boys are saying, nah. Mother Yashoda has tied you. We don't dare to, untie this. We're not going to do anything. So then finally Krishna is here and then Balaram comes back. Finally Balaram comes back and Balaram sees Krishna tied up like this. And Balaram starts to roar like a lion. And he says, who has dared to do this to my brother? Who has dared to do this? Tie him up like this. Do you know who I am? I am Ananta Shesh. You know, right? Balaram. Yeah? I am Ananta Shesh. I am Sankarshan. All the universes in creation are resting on my hoods. And who has dared to treat my brother like this? I will punish that person who has dared to do this to my mother. And so Balaram is roaring like this, and then he asks, roaring like a lion, and he asks Krishna, tell me, who has dared to tie you up? And Krishna says very softly, thou, Maya has tied me up. And then Balaram, who was roaring like a lion 30 seconds ago, suddenly becomes like a kitten. And he says, Maya tied you up. Why didn't you tell me this in the beginning? Krishna, I told you so many times, don't be mischievous. I told you so many times, you never listened to me. Now finally mother has got you. I can't do anything to help you now. But Krishna pleads with him and says, please go and try, ask Maya to release me. So Balaram goes to the kitchen and he asks, Mother Yashoda is busy doing her work there. And Krishna and Balaram asks Maya, do you think it's right for you to have tied up, little Krishna? Do you know who Krishna is? And then Maya looks at him sarcastically and says, tell me who is Krishna? And then Balaram says, he is the Supreme Lord. Tino loko ka malik hai. He is the creator of everything in existence. He's the Supreme Brahman, he's the Paramatma, he's Bhagavan himself. He's Narasimha, he's Ramachandra, he's Mahavishnu. And then Mother Yashoda looks at him and says, Acha, all the avatars in the world didn't get any other place to take birth except in my house. Everybody came to take birth in my house only. So then Mother Yashoda says, Acha, if Krishna is the Supreme Lord and Lord Ram and everything, then who are you? She asks Balaram. And Balaram says, I am Anantashesh, I am Sankarshan. And then Mother Yashoda tells him, you keep quiet. Don't tell me all these things, otherwise I'll tie you up also along with Devi Krishna. So Balaram goes back to Krishna and says, I'm sorry, I cannot do anything to help you. So now, Mother Yashoda, it's clear that Krishna cannot be untied right now. So then Krishna, now he's tied to the grinding mortar, right? He's tied to the grinding mortar. So then he's restless because children, they can't stay in one place, all right? So then Krishna sees these two trees in the angan, in the courtyard of their house. These two trees they are Arjuna trees, Yamala Arjuna trees. These trees are very, very deep rooted. Arjuna trees are known for being very, very strong and very, very deep rooted. Actually, in Ayurveda, the bark of the Arjuna tree is used to make medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. Am I right, Vaidyaji? Yeah? All right, okay. So the bark of the Arjuna...
I cannot say
that. It's okay, I'm not going to tie you up, it's all right. So the bark of the Arjuna tree is known for being very strong. And so the roots are they go very deep into the earth and they are very, very difficult to pull down. Okay? So these two trees are standing there. And then Krishna looks at these two trees and he remembers something. Because these two trees are not ordinary trees. They are actually two celestial beings who have been cursed to take birth in this yoni, in this species of life. And these two beings, they are actually two demigods from the heavenly planets, and they are called, their names are Manigriva and Nalakuvera, and they are the sons of Kubera. Who is Kubera? God of wealth. Then what happened to Lakshmi Devi? Huh? Treasurer. Yes. He's the treasurer of the wealth of the demigods, of the devas. Yes, pretty close. Thank you. So Kubera is the treasurer and these two beings are his sons. So now they were in the heavenly planets, and due to inappropriate behavior, okay, they were taking bath naked in a holy river, and they were drunk, they were intoxicated, they were cavorting with other girls who were also naked. And at that time, Narada Muni was passing by. Everyone knows Narada Muni? Everyone knows Narada Muni? No? Yes, no?
Yes. She knows.
She knows? You know him personally? No. I'd like an introduction. If you know him personally, I'd like an introduction. Everyone knows Narada Muni? Yeah? Never heard of him? Okay. Narada Muni is, we've heard of this term rishis, right? Rishis? Yeah, there are many sages, many rishis. And the topmost among these rishis is Narada Muni. So he's known as Devarishi Narada. Okay, this is who Narada Muni is. He's a great devotee of Lord Shiva, Vishnu, Narayan. Yes, he's a great devotee of Lord Narayan. Okay, you might have seen him. He's often depicted in a not very flattering way in the movies. Yeah, he goes around chanting what? Narayan, Narayan. Okay, this much everyone knows. Okay. So he goes around chanting Narayan, Narayan because he's a great devotee of Lord Narayan. He's often portrayed as someone who is like a troublemaker. Okay, but let us not get our shastric knowledge from movie producers and directors. Yes, all the movies that we see, the devotional movies, they're not always all 100% bona fide. There's a lot of speculation there. So if we want to understand about these great personalities, we have to understand them from the Shastras, what the Shastras tell us. Okay? Except for one movie which you can go and watch, which is pretty good and pretty, Mahavatar Nrsimha, which is pretty authentic. It's 95% plus based on the Shastras. It's authentic. Okay? So Narada Muni, he's Devarishi. He was passing by that place, and the young girls, when they saw him, they obviously felt embarrassed and covered themselves. But these two young men were so intoxicated and drunk, they didn't even bother to acknowledge the presence of Narada Muni. What to speak of offering him respects. Now, seeing their behavior, Narada Muni then thought to himself that these two beings are the sons of Kubera. Kubera is a treasurer of the demigods. And, when you are part of the celestial world, when you are from the heavenly planets, there is a certain expectation of how your behavior should be, of how your mentality and attitude should be. Isn't it the same in the material world today? Yeah? So in the same way, when someone comes from a heavenly planet, there's some expectation of the etiquette and decorum that they're supposed to maintain, which they were not showing. They were not exhibiting this. So because of this, Narada Muni was thinking to himself, if these people behave like this, tomorrow others will follow their example and also think that it is fine to behave in this way. So Narada Muni says, I have to teach them a lesson. I have to correct their behavior, their thinking. So he curses them. He curses them to take birth as trees. Why trees? Any thoughts? Why do you think as trees? Why not any other species of life? How many species of life are there in total? 8.4 million, yeah? Chaurasi lakh yoni. So he could have cursed them to take birth as any of these ones, but he chose to curse them to take birth as trees. Why do you think that is? Put your hand down, Mona. Mona can give this whole discourse by herself. So can Vanisha ji, actually. It is just their humility they're asking me to sit here and torture all of you. So why do you think they cursed him?
To give shade.
Sorry?
To give shade.
To give shade. Okay, good try. Okay.
To be still.
To be still. Okay, yes, trees can't move. Close. Any other reason? Okay, Monaji. I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Trees don't wear clothes.
Yes. These two beings, remember, they were naked. Yeah, they were not in appropriate, this is not appropriate behavior in public. And also taking bath in a holy river. So Narada Muni cursed them to become trees. And so these are the two Yamalarjuna trees standing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. When he cursed them, they came to their senses and they, fell at his feet and begged for forgiveness. But Narada Muni said, no, you have to undergo some penance for your, to correct your attitude and thinking. But because you are repentant, I will give you a benediction along with the curse. And that benediction is that you will stand as trees in not in Kowloon Park or Hong Kong Park, but in the Angan of Nanda Baba, in Nanda Maharaj's courtyard. You will stand there as trees for thousands of years. You will be able to witness the Bal Gopal Lila of Lord Krishna himself. And one day, Bal Gopal himself will come and free you from this curse. So Krishna remembers the promise that Narad Muni has given to these two beings. And now he decides the time has come, he's going to free them. So what does he do? What's Krishna's situation right now? He's tied up, right? He's still tied up to the grinding mortar. So Krishna crawls. Krishna crawls and is dragging the grinding mortar behind him. So he goes in between these two trees. The mortar gets stuck between these two trees. And then Krishna gives a slight little pull and both the trees fall. Both the trees fall to the ground. Now, and of course, the two beings, the original two beings, Manigriva and Nalakuvara, they regain their original form. And in gratitude, they offer prayers, beautiful prayers to Lord Krishna. They circumambulate him, they do parikrama around him, they thank him for his mercy, and they vow to, spend the rest of their lives in service, remembrance of Krishna, glorifying Krishna, and then they go back to the heavenly planets where they originally come from. Now, let's pause for a moment here and reflect. Okay, we just mentioned how those two trees are very strong trees, very deep rooted. Okay, now Krishna is tied to the mortar, and the mortar, he's crawling between these two trees. The mortar gets stuck, and with a little jerk, the two trees come falling down. But if the trees are so strong and so deep-rooted, this doesn't seem logical, right? If Krishna had crawled through and the mortar had gotten stuck between the two trees, and if Krishna had just given a bit of a jerk, what do you think should have happened logically? Either the rope should have broken, right? Or the mortar should have broken. Right? It's just a wooden mortar. So either the rope should have broken or the mortar should have broken. But it didn't. Neither of this happened. And instead, these two strong, deeply rooted trees actually fell to the ground. So another very instructive lesson here for us. The rope by itself cannot bring down the trees. The grinding mortar by itself cannot bring down those two trees. But because the wooden grinding mortar was connected to Krishna, the rope was connected to Krishna, therefore, instead of the rope or the grinding mortar breaking, the trees fell to the ground. Is this making sense here? Yes? By itself, the grinding mortar, if you push a grinding mortar against a tree, obviously the grinding mortar is going to break. The tree is not going to fall. The rope, with just a rope, if you tie it around a tree and try to pull it, the rope's going to break. But because the rope and the wooden grinding mortar were connected to Krishna, therefore, instead of them breaking, the trees fell down. So what is the lesson here for us? When we are anchored by the Lord, when we are connected to the Lord, we ourselves on our own are not strong. We have some strength, but we are not that strong actually. But when we connect ourselves to the one who is the strongest of the strong, when we connect ourselves to Him, His strength enables us to achieve things which are far beyond our normal ability. Is this making sense? Yes? So we can do a lot of things on our own, but there are a lot of things that we cannot do. But when we connect ourselves to Krishna, that empowerment comes. And then the seemingly impossible things become possible for us to do. Yes. So this is another lesson we can take from this Damodar Leela. So now, back to this Leela. The trees have fallen, the beings have come, they've offered prayers and they have left. And then after all this happens, Nanda Baba comes back. Nanda Baba returns to his home and he sees his child tied up like this and the trees fallen down next to him. What do you think Nanda Baba does? What is the first thing he does, you think? Yes. The first thing he does is untie his son. Nanda Baba is a parent. He's a father. The first concern for him is the well-being of his child. Contrast this with the two heavenly beings. They were released from their curse, from this yoni of being in a tree. They were released from this. They offered nice prayers and they went back. They never thought for a moment to untie Krishna. Right? They never thought for a moment to untie Krishna. But Nanda Baba, first thing he thought when he saw his son is that I have to free him. This is Vatsalya Bhav, parental mood. Okay? So he unties his son and then, of course, Nanda Baba is also unhappy that this has happened. And then he asks Krishna, who has done this? And then Krishna says the same thing, Maya has done this. And Nanda Baba says, you must have done some mischief. Let's go and talk to Mother Yashoda. Krishna says, I don't want to see Mother Yashoda anymore. I'm so upset with her. How could she tie me up like this? I don't want to have anything to do with Mother Yashoda anymore. And then Nanda Baba says, but who will feed you? Who will bathe you? Who will cook for you? Who will take care of you and everything? And Krishna says, from now on, you will do everything, Baba. Maya will not do anything. I will not go to her. You are the one. Okay? So then Maya, Mother Yashoda, whose very life and existence centers around Krishna, when she heard that little Krishna doesn't want to go to her anymore, she became heartbroken, literally heartbroken. We say about heartbroken, but her heart literally broke because Krishna is her everything, her world. And then, she stopped eating, stopped drinking. She became very, very, morose. And when Krishna heard that his mother was becoming so ill, almost going to give up her life, then Krishna agreed to go back to his mother. Now, in this Leela, Krishna exhibited a few different qualities. We've heard of these anarthas. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh. We've heard of all these things. Okay? Yes? In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that lust, anger, and greed are the gateways to hell. Lust, anger, and greed are the gateways to hell, Krishna says. That's why we are always reminded to curb these negative qualities within us. Okay? Now in this Leela, Krishna exhibits all three. Kam, he exhibits. He was greedy for his mother's milk. And and when he didn't get what he wanted, what did he exhibit? Anger. All right. And after getting the milk, he wanted more. Lobh. Yeah, so these things Krishna is exhibiting in this. And what was the result of his Kam, Krodh, and Lobh? What happened to him? How? He was bound with ropes by his mother. Yeah? In this Leela, Krishna is teaching us that if we also succumb to these anarthas, if we also give in to these kind of Kam, Krodh, Lobh and everything in our own lives, we are also going to be tied by the three modes of nature. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. We are also going to be tied by these three ropes by our mother. Mother, nature, Prakriti, Durga Devi. She is also going to tie us up. Now Krishna, after being tied up, he called out to his father to come and free him. Yes, he called out to his father, Baba, come and free me. Are we all affected by these three gunas? Yes. Sattva gun, Rajagun, Tamagun. Are we all affected by this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Sometimes affected, sometimes not affected. How is it?
All the time.
All the time. We are all the time affected by these three gunas. It's just a question of which guna is more predominant, right? So what happened to Krishna when he was tied up with the rope? He called out to his father. Okay, Baba, please come and free me. Okay, and his father came eventually to free him. We have to learn. We have to learn that art of calling out to our Father, our Supreme Father. Unfortunately, we have not learned this. We have to learn this art of calling out to our Supreme Father to free us from this cycle of birth and death, this cycle of samsara. Yes? Yes. So, Damodar Lila, this took place in the month of Kartik. It is, I highlighted, it's a very, very deep Leela, but there are a few points that I highlighted, which I hope you can take away and contemplate upon and put it into practice in your own life. The thing to remember is that the Supreme Lord is not just some energy. He's beyond that. He is energy, but behind the energy there is a person from whom the energy is coming. Okay, he's not just some impersonal void or light. He is beyond that. The light that we say, some people say is energy, is light. That is the Brahma Jyoti. The Brahma Jyoti coming from the body of the Lord. But light has to have a source. This light is on because it is connected to CLP, Hong Kong Electric, something. It's connected to one of that, okay? Because of the connection, when we put a bulb, the light comes on, okay? The light that we see is actually coming from the original person, which is Lord Krishna. So he ultimately, God is a person who wants to have a loving relationship with all of us. He's waiting for us to have a loving relationship with him. So let us make some effort, especially in this month of Kartik. We should do it every day. And I think most of us do. We have a mandir at home. We light a diya and we offer some prayers. That's very good. We should continue to do that. But we should do it with the right consciousness. For many of us, for too many of us, it has become a mechanical routine. It has become a mechanical ritual to do something. Offer the diyas, light the one, and then all the time I'm watching the clock. I have to run here, I have to do this. What's going on in my mind? My to-do list for the day is there. Thinking I have to do this, I have to do that. So I may mechanically do something. I may actually light the diya, offer some prayers, but how much is my consciousness there? How much am I meditating on the Lord? Okay? So then whatever we do becomes a ritual. So we have to move from ritual to spiritual. Move from the ritual to the spiritual. How do we do that? Whatever rituals we are performing, we have to understand the reason behind it, why we are doing it, how to do it, of course, but most importantly, why we are doing it, and how does this apply to me? What is this? How is this relevant to me in my own life? That's what we need to do. We need to understand. Then the consciousness changes. So the ritual then becomes something spiritual. This is what we need to move to, right? I want to leave you with this, with something to contemplate upon. Divinity is all around us. Krishna is all around us. The divine is all around us. We just need to have the eyes to see. Seeing, the ability to see that comes through hearing. Hearing about Krishna, and most importantly, hearing his holy names. That's why we always start with kirtan. Krishna is so kind, he has agreed to appear as the murti, Archa Vigraha Murti in the temple, right? But Krishna says, okay, if you're too busy, you can't come to the temple, I will come to you in my form as Harinam. I'll come to you in my form as Nam Sankirtan. And that's what we're doing today. Harinam Sankirtan, glorifying the Lord, hearing about his Leela, Shravanam, hearing about his Leela, and then we're going to do the Deep Dan, offering the Diya to him. Now in a short while, we will sing the Ashtakam, Damodarāstakam, and while the Ashtakam is going on, we are going to offer the Deep Dan. The Ashtakam is a beautiful prayer glorifying this Leela of Lord Damodar. when we offer the diya, how do we normally offer diya? Huh? Yes. With around the Lord, right? Around the picture or the form of the Lord, we are doing this. Why do we do that? Why do we go around like that? What is the reason that we wave the lamp around the Lord like this? Sorry? It's like a parikrama. Okay, good. Anyone else? Everyone does this at home? Everyone offers diyas at home? So everyone's doing it as a ritual, right? But we don't really know the reason behind why we're doing this. Of course, it's a mark of respect, of course, for the Lord. A very nice meditation for us to remember when we are offering this diya. I'm bringing this up because you're going to be doing the deep dan shortly. So perhaps you can keep this in your mind when you're offering the diya. We offer the diya, right? This way. And what that signifies is, this is one reason, it's not the only reason, but what this signifies is that all of us are going round and round in this cycle of samsara. This cycle of birth and death. We're going round and round in this 84 lakh yoni, right? Sometimes up, sometimes down. Sometimes in the heavenly planets, sometimes in the hellish planets, okay? Depending on our karma. We're going round and round. So our prayer should be that, hey Krishna, no matter what species of life I am put in, let you always be the center of my existence. Let my world and my life always revolve around you. Yes, the deep is going this way. Who's in the middle? Yeah. Yes, the Lord is in the middle. And we're doing the deep in this way. So our life is like this, going round and round in the cycle of birth and death. But no matter where we have to go because of our karma, we should always pray and meditate that Krishna, you please always remain the center of my existence. So let's try to meditate on this, and also the Leela when we are offering the deep dan later. Is that okay?